Yo, what's going on, everybody? UltimatDjz here from the Teaching Trek YouTube and the Talking Trek podcast with another Teaching Trek video here for you. This time, early, thankfully, your event guide video for the month of March and Legacy Part 1. We missed out on it last month because there were so many changes and lots of shuffling and things like that. But this month, it would appear that we have got it together. We will take a look inside the game. And of course, as always, I'll show you my my beautiful, lovely art. Check that out. Isn't that lovely? It's so ugly and color-coded and things of that nature. But I'll show it to you again in a little bit. But what we'll do is we'll take a quick peek through what we're doing here inside your in-game news, and we'll just begin with what we see here this morning here on the date of the recording of the video. Anyway, we're already on day 3, well, starting day 3 at Event Reset today, but we're finishing up Borg drones from yesterday in this We Are the X-Borg meta that is running on kind of right now. This X-Borg meta is actually going to reward some other things. As a matter of fact, it's up in the game right now, and what's really nice, what some players can see and can probably continue to count on throughout, let's see, wrong one, what they can continue to count on throughout the remainder of the month in some of these other runs and some of these other metas is actually nice little stashes of these faction credits to help fast track that research a little bit and kind of get you a little bit of a jolt, get you going a little bit as well, of course, with the events themselves also paying out resources and materials. So what we've got is this 4-day meta that's running on with We Are the Borg. On day 1, we had Jem'Hadar Hostiles. And by the way, continuing with a really nice, like, synergistic kind of, like, just like the research that is going to allow you to do your dailies and stuff with these new freebooters. You can do the same thing, freebooter, hostiles, or Jem'Hadar. That was day 1 today, freebooter or Borg. What you're going to get at Event Reset today, same thing, freebooter or exchange hostiles, and then coming up tomorrow, freebooter or faction hostiles. Really kind of nice that, you know, they're allowing this kind of synergy, which is the theme. It's kind of the spirit of that sweep research, just to allow you to do one and accomplish other things. That's a 4-day meta that's going on. Also, of course, we still have underway your upgrade, the mess hall, the event, which this is the only time it's going to run. So if you were going to spend a little bit on it and you were going to do that, now is the time. If you were going to, there's also the research event, which I believe that research event will run. That's right. It is going to run one more time towards the end of the month, coming up again on the 20th. For another 96 hours. But yeah, right here with the mess hall event, that's pretty much it. That's the only time you're going to get that one. Also, we got these recruiting events, a seat for everyone. You can see here that these are running 3 times with the SMS, only 2 times with a solo leaderboard. All right, so if we actually take a look inside the events carousel right now, we do actually see inside the mess hall events, we've got a seat for everyone with the SLB and the SMS, which, wait a second, I think we found our first typo. Yeah, because the SLB is not actually here for week 1. So presumably then the SMS and the SLB will be present all 3 weeks. That will be happening. Of course, it's running right now. We'll have that event recurring every single Tuesday for a, looks like a 48-hour period. So that'll be happening there. Yesterday or this morning, very simple, just the Borg drone event as a part of the We Are Meta event. Coming up today at Event Reset, Eclipse, and then Friday event faction hostiles like we talked about for the We Are Borg meta. And that's really it. Right now, just kind of giving players the opportunity to kind of step in and kind of not overwhelm themselves and explore some of this new freebooter space and tinker with crews and things like that. But Saturday, it's going to start to get a little bit busy in another style of unconventional kind of format. What you're going to see coming up Saturday, of course, is your Picard and Beverly auction. Note, there will not be a paired auction. It's going to be Picard, the Epic, and Beverly, the Rare, in a solo leaderboard for directives and materials, but no paired SMS scheduled at this time. But what you will have is another solo leaderboard paired for the Picard avatar, and that is going to be scored with power gained. Now, also, what we're going to have starting today is what appears to be kind of a meta. You are going to get some Dr. Crusher shards through here. So even though it's not paired with the SMS, you are still getting some shards today, but in kind of a mini meta, if you will. So this is not a meta that's going to supply enough shards for you to unlock the officer, but you can get some Beverly Crusher shards by completing these 3 events, and then they are going to kind of feed into this sub-meta up here. So on the 14th, which is next Tuesday, you're going to have Borg drones, and you know what? Let me circle back to that. Let me circle back, because this is not what I was thinking. This is the officer event. Sorry, so forget the last 60 seconds. This is starting on Saturday, and this is what I wanted to focus on. This is also kind of a meta, but what you're going to see, at least the way it's been explained to me, is that you're going to see these 3 events all pop up at the same time, but they're 48-hour events. Now, that's going to seem overwhelming for a Saturday, but they are going to last you through the weekend. The reasoning on this, after talking to a couple of people, was that they were going to tinker with the idea of kind of letting you play at your own pace over the weekend. Now, you could slam all this out on a Saturday and then, have nothing to do on the Sunday other than your traditional events, your Swarm Sunday or your Anomalous Phenomena. But the idea was to give the players the flexibility in when over the weekend they wanted to play. So that's why you see these 48-hour milestones as part of this mini meta, and I'm just going to call this the Worf series, okay? Worf is kind of the title or character in this little bit of a series, so you're going to be doing these 3 events to kind of earn some extra shards for him and earn his favor. All 3 of these events that launch are going to be Jem'Hadar for one event, PvP in Specific System for another event, and then Romulan Armadas in the 3rd event. But again, all 3 of these running for 48 hours with part of this Worf series of events. Then, of course, Sunday, nothing new scheduled. You still got Swarm Sunday, Anomalous Phenomena. Coming up on Monday, we are going to have a PvP event, and that is, let me see if I can find that. That's a Monday PvP and Hailing Frequencies event. That is called Engage. Here it is, in score by defeating other players' ships in the specified system, but you'll also get bonus points for using Hailing Frequencies, Solo Milestone, and Alliance Leaderboard. We actually saw this event last month, so you guys can do that. Note that the PvP SMS is only 24 hours, but the ALB is going to be 48 hours, so extra time for you to click on those Hailing Frequencies and still do PvP, but you only got 1 day to do the SMS. Also, just as a quick note, you will have your first of 2 Syndicate Advancement events that start right here on this Monday right here. They're 48 hours. They are heroic by nature, and at this point, no word yet on what's going to be in it, but there is Syndicate Advancement scheduled for Monday. It's the first of 2 runs. Then coming back to Tuesday, I'm going to come back to this Crusher meta. So over the weekend, we had this Worf series of events. Now we're going to have kind of like a Beverly Crusher series of events, okay? And let me see if I can find those. They right here, Dr. Crusher's Favors, all right? Same kind of thing, a little bit different because this is happening through the week. So you're going to have this 72-hour meta milestone, but day 1, simple, freebooter hostiles or Borg drones. Day 2, Cardassian Armadas. Day 3, ship XP or power gain, and all 3 of those kind of feeding back up into Dr. Crusher's Favors. I would note that you also are going to have your second run of that recruiting, getting the crew back together. That's running on Tuesday the 14th as well. 48-hour solo milestone and solo leaderboard. Wednesday, as just mentioned, day 2 of Crusher's Favors, Cardimatas, and on day 3, the power gain. But also on Thursday the 16th, which is day 3, you're also going to get a 48-hour solo milestone and just 48-hour solo milestone for away teams assignments and trait XP. That's right here. Wind be at your back. This is actually kicking off our St. Patrick's Day events. All right, so on this Thursday, you got Miles O'Brien going to be working with you. The St. Patrick's Day events, same kind of thing where you're going to have an AMS for everybody working together, a solo leaderboard on critical damage Delta Armadas. That's a 72-hour solo leaderboard. And then you're going to have the 48-hour ATA event. You're going to have Federation and Klingon hostiles on Friday, day 2. And then on Saturday, day 3, Cardassian Armadas. That's a part of the St. Patrick's Day series. Also, that would pretty much be it for that Thursday and Friday. Saturday the 18th, as mentioned, you do have these Cardassian Armadas. You are also starting weekend number 2 of your Picard and Beverly auction, 48 hours with, again, at the time of taping, not a scheduled paired SMS, but there will still be the avatar for the power gained. And you're going to begin your next officer series. Lots of focus this month on going back. That was one of the things we talked about at the beginning of the month and in the Talking in Cars episode, was that there was a lot of focus on kind of coming back and handing out some extra shards. So what you're going to see here is, let's see, this is an Enterprise series. Let me see if I can find it right here. Nope, Strange New World series. Strange New World series. Same thing happening on the weekend, just like we talked about weekend number 1. So this is kind of like a new Uhura series of events. You're going to have Swarm. You're going to have Pirate Armadas. Interesting that I think these are not going to be faction armadas, so be very, very cautious in the armadas that you choose. Pirate strongholds, slave markets, and marauder havens. Those are the 3 types of armadas that will count, so not all armadas. Be very, very aware of that. Share that with your team and know exactly what it is that you guys are starting. But that is going to be a 48-hour SMS overlapping, as well as a PvP event right here. Contact Uhura, use hailing frequencies, or do PvP in Rigel. Those 3 events, again, 3 each at 48 hours, feeding into the Strange New Crew weekend play at your own schedule kind of officer meta. That is going to run Saturday and Sunday. No new events for Sunday, as you do have your normal Sunday schedule. Coming into Monday, we are going to see the We Are the X-Borg meta. That is the same one that we got going on right now. We skipped it in week 2. You're going to see it again in week number 3, starting on Monday, where you've got the 4 days of this meta for X-Borg faction credits and 4 days of hostiles. Now, also on that Monday, you are going to see the 3rd and final run of the research X-Borg research tree, solo milestone, and solo leaderboard, also lasting 4 days. And we're going to begin another officer series. This one is the Enterprise series, or what I'm referring to as the Enterprise series. That one is going to be getting the crew back together. And again, not on a weekend, so not kind of following that same kind of pattern. It's a 4-day with 4 individual days. So we've got a couple of metas here. We got the We Are the X-Borg meta. Day 1 is going to be Jem'Hadar or Freebooter. Day 1, also Monday the 20th, of the Enterprise series is going to be Romulan Hostiles and Mining. Okay, Romulan Hostiles and Mining, depending. I think there's a typo here because it's 4 days. They've got 4 events, but there's not an event scheduled for the 23rd. So I think that either the Romulan Hostiles is probably going to be day 1, Troy. The mining one is probably day 4. Don't know that yet, but just be aware and be kind of cognizant of that. We're going to be happening. One of these 4 events is definitely a day 4 event. Just don't know exactly which is which. But so you've got Jem'Hadar for the Borg event. You've got probably Romulan Hostiles for the LaForge event, okay? By the way, interesting, not 1,000% sure. We know that Freebooter Hostiles will satisfy the dailies. Does that mean they actually count as a Romulan hostile in events? Going to be interesting to see here if Freebooters actually give you credit for Romulan hostile killing. May not be. It could be that the daily is coded to include Freebooter, or it could be that Freebooter Hostiles actually are coded as faction hostiles. Be curious to see that on this particular day. But we'll find out a little bit later. Day 2 of the We Are Borg meta, Borg drones, and you will have day 2, hopefully, maybe, we'll see, rescue data, also Borg probes. So, for the first time all month, drink. Take a little bit of synergy right there. Borg probes for both different series happening on Tuesday, the 21st. Also, of course, you've got your 3rd and final run of the recruiting events. That is the seat for everyone that's running here on Tuesday, the 21st. Also, interesting to note, very quickly, your Jellyfish Pursuit, for those of you still trying to get after that Jellyfish, that is going to be a 72-hour auction starting here on Tuesday, the 21st as well. Wednesday, day 3 of the We Are Borg meta is Eclipse. Day 3 of the Enterprise series is Jem'Hadar. So you're going to have 2 different hostiles to hit that day. And then on Thursday, the 23rd, you're going to finish up with FKR hostiles for the We Are Borg event. And whatever the extra event here is in the Enterprise series, whether it is hostiles, whether it's mining. Again, not entirely sure what's going to fall on that day 4, but you'll have both of those 4-day metas wrapping up on Thursday the 23rd. Also starting on Thursday the 23rd, your second and final Syndicate Advancement Heroic SMS. That's 48 hours. Friday the 24th, you will begin your final PvP event. That's PvP and hailing frequencies. That's called Engage. And here it is. Engaged on PvP in your specified system and using hailing frequencies. You will have the 24-hour SMS followed or combined with the 48-hour Alliance leaderboard. Saturday the 25th, going into weekend number 3. At this time, not an auction on the schedule, at least for materials and officer shards, but we do still see the third weekend of the Avatar Power Gained auction, so that's interesting. I think that there's going to probably be something there, but for reasons unknown, right now it's blank. So I have sent in the request to find out if there will be a weekend number 3 auction. But as we did release in our Arcfall video, right now there are only 2 weekends of Picard and Beverly scheduled. So we'll see what happens. Maybe they pop a different officer as a surprise here on Saturday the 25th. We'll find out. Also, you're beginning your final officer series. This is the Lower Deck series. And here it is right here, Junior Officer Enlistment, again, following the same model as the weekend. 2 days, 3 events, each at 48-hour solo milestone for Borg probes, mining, and Eclipse. And that is going to be sourcing extra lower decks officers. And that's pretty much it as far as the ARC events. Now, do note here that Redemption, Strange New Crew, and Junior Officer Enlistment, if you complete all 3 of those metas, you're going to get an extra hailing frequency this month. Do note that the Enterprise series is not included with that. These are the weekend series. Those 3 events in 48 hours happening every Saturday and Sunday. Those are these 3 kind of overall metas. You'll get an opportunity to claim a gift then for a hailing frequency. The Enterprise series not included in that. Also, you will have Parabellum once, Jelly Brawl twice. That is happening down here. Parabellum on the 15th. That's your second Wednesday. And then, of course, finishing up right now, actually, Thursday morning, the Wednesday, you've got a Jelly Brawl. And then on Wednesday, the 22nd, a Jelly Brawl. 9 days of ticketed events running every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And inside your Battle Pass, actually all 90 tickets. So no bundle is absolutely going to be necessary this month, we don't think. There are 30 of your tickets right there. And that means they still owe you 60 more. And if I'm not mistaken, they are there's 30 on milestone 16. That must mean that there's the other 30 right there on milestone number 10. All right, so all 90 tickets for your 9 free-to-play ticketed events this month, but a total of 27 if you want to engage in extra ticketed events. And that is your event guide video. All right, not a whole lot of synergy, but also a good, solid, even spread of events. I don't think the calendar is overly busy, but at the same time, there are a lot of events that are feeding into other events. And of course, like I said, right here at the second part of week number 1, a little bit light, but definitely kind of building up as we progress throughout the month. This is your Legacy Part 1 event guide video. Do you have questions? Do you have concerns about how the events are laid out or questions about what may count on certain days? I'd be happy to try to help you out. So leave your questions and comments in the video section or the comment section down below the video, and we'll try to get back to those. Please be sure to subscribe while you're here and share with your team. Lots of information in here about how the layout of things is going to work and what to be aware of, especially with that Armada target thing. I can already see that catching and holding some people up, so be aware of that as well. Please be sure to click on the bell, smash that thumbs up, and share with all your team. We appreciate you guys being a part of our community. My name is UltimatDjz, your friendly neighborhood cat Borg feline of 9, saying meow for now. Love you, mean it. Catch ya on the next one. Bye, everybody. Pieces.